channel. Now, let's talk about Jimmy Carter, one of the most iconic presidents in American history. Carter recently passed away at the age of 100, and his state funeral is set to take place in Washington, D.C. This marks a significant moment, not just for the U.S. but for the world. Today, we're diving into something fascinating. A story that combines royalty, diplomacy, and a touch of mystery. You might have seen the headlines about King Charles III possibly sending Prince Edward to represent the British royal family at Jimmy Carter's funeral. Yep, we're unpacking that and more in today's video. So grab your tea, coffee, or whatever fuels your curiosity, and let's get started. And hey, before we dive deep, if you enjoy these kinds of stories and want to stay in the loop on everything interesting happening around the royal family, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Why? Because Carter wasn't just any former president. He was a symbol of humility, peace, and human rights. Remember how he once said, "My faith demands that I do whatever I can, wherever I can, whenever I can, for as long as I can?" That pretty much sums up his entire life. But here's where things get royal. The Daily Mail dropped a nugget of intrigue, hinting that King Charles might be sending Prince Edward to the funeral. Now, if you're wondering why this is even a thing, let me break it down. Monarchies and presidencies don't always mix, but when they do, it's usually a big deal. Historically, the British royal family doesn't just roll up to every international event. It's like getting an invite to the Oscars. You don't just send a +1 unless it really matters. So, why Prince Edward? He's often described as the unsung hero of the royal family. While his siblings, Charles and Andrew, have been in the spotlight for various reasons. Some good, some, let's just say, complicated, Edward has kept things relatively low-key. He's been dedicated to his royal duties, supporting causes like the Duke of Edinburgh's award, and staying out of scandalous headlines. Sending Edward could be King Charles's way of saying, "We respect the moment, but let's keep this dignified and understated." Now, let's circle back to Jimmy Carter for a second. This man wasn't just a president. He was a global humanitarian. After leaving office, he became synonymous with the Carter Center, an organization that has worked tirelessly to eradicate diseases, monitor elections, and promote peace worldwide. Fun fact: Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. How many ex-presidents can say that? Not many. And honestly, I think we all secretly wish we had a fraction of his energy and determination. So, imagine this, a quiet, respectful funeral where world leaders, former presidents, and yes, maybe even a British royal or two gather to honor this incredible man. It's a moment that speaks volumes about Carter's impact, but it's also a testament to the bridges he built. If Prince Edward does attend, it's a nod to the enduring relationship between the US and the UK, two nations that have shared history, culture, and the occasional disagreement over how to spell color. Let's take a moment to appreciate the timing here. King Charles III has been on the throne for over a year now, and his reign is all about modernizing the monarchy while maintaining its traditions. Sending Prince Edward would fit right into this approach. It's thoughtful, it's modern, and let's be real, it's way less awkward than sending, say, Prince Andrew. Can you imagine the headlines? Disgraced royal represents UK at state funeral. Yikes. But let's not forget the human element. Carter and the British royals shared a unique history. Back in 1977, when Carter was president, he made quite the impression during his state visit to the UK. He famously broke royal protocol by kissing the Queen Mother on the lips. Yes, you heard that right, on the lips. Can you imagine the Queen Mother's internal monologue? Probably something like, "Well, that's new, but I'll allow it." It's moments like these that remind us how Carter was unapologetically himself, even in the most formal settings. Fast forward to today, and we're left speculating about who from the royal family might attend Carter's funeral. The thing about the royals is that they love keeping us guessing. It's like the world's most elaborate soap opera, except with tiaras and corgis. And while we're on the subject of guessing, let me ask you guys. If you were King Charles, who would you send? Drop your answers in the comments below. Personally, I think Prince Edward is the safe, classy choice. But hey, maybe Princess Anne could surprise us. She's a legend in her own right, and let's not forget, she once participated in an attempted kidnapping. Talk about a plot twist. Now, you might be wondering why this story even matters. It's just a funeral, right? Well, not quite. Moments like these are symbolic. They remind us of the interconnectedness of our world. Carter stood for peace and collaboration, values that resonate far beyond America. And when figures like him pass on, it's a chance for nations to come together and say, hey, we may have our differences, but we're all in this together. Speaking of being in this together, if you're enjoying this video so far, why not hit that like button? It really helps the channel and lets me know you want more stories like this. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We're building an awesome community here, and you're invited to be part of it. Let's switch gears for a second and talk about the logistics of royal travel. If Edward does attend, it won't be a casual trip. Everything from the seating arrangements to the speech protocols will be meticulously planned. Royals don't just show up, they arrive. It's like going to a wedding where you're not just a guest but also the unofficial star of the show. And let's not forget the fashion. I mean, have you seen how sharp Edward looks in a morning suit? The man knows how to dress for the occasion. As we wrap this up, let's take a moment to appreciate the layers of this story. It's about Jimmy Carter, a man who embodied humility and service. It's about King Charles and his effort to navigate a modern monarchy. And it's about Prince Edward, potentially stepping into a spotlight he's earned through years of quiet dedication. It's a story that's both global and deeply personal, and honestly, it's the kind of thing that makes you stop and think about the connections we share. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hey, share this with someone who loves a good story. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Do you think Prince Edward is the right choice? Or should someone else take the royal baton for this occasion? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay curious, stay kind, and as always, stay awesome.